This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
Saturday at City Park is not just a match between a team near the top of the MLS Western Conference and a team near the bottom. It's the start of what could turn into one of the best rivalries in the league. And in the war of words between St. Louis and Kansas City, things are already red hot.
So hello, neighbor. Welcome to the league. What took so long? Greetings and salutations from the one, the only, the true soccer capital of America.
Before the rivalry begins on the pitch, the war of words is well underway. Kansas City versus St. Louis. It's online, it's on billboards, it's even club against fan. Just ask the River City Ramble podcast, the artist formerly known as the Soccer Capital Podcast. Sporting KC did not like that name.
Eventually, we get an email that's sent from someone identifying themselves as a vice president and legal counsel for Sporting Kansas City saying, hey, we'd like to talk to you guys about the name of your podcast because there might be some infringement here.
And, you know, we don't make any money off of this. We record this in our bedrooms and in our basements. And so to have a multi-million-dollar company come after us for this just...
Then in March, we get another email that says, hey, you've got like 3 to 5 days to comply or we're going to have to serve you with legal action.
So we kind of, in our free time, Google searched trademark law just when we could, and that's not good enough.
So Sporting KC took down the little guy in St. Louis. A cheap shot. But what about that whole soccer capital claim? You know, I had to ask Mr. St. Louis Soccer himself.
St. Louis always has that little bit of an edge soccer-wise over Kansas City. I mean, let's face it, I am not degrading Kansas City's status of Major League Soccer by any means. They have a magnificent venue. The venue, however, is in Kansas. The pedigree and the legacy of St. Louis soccer and the Open Cup wins, the birth of the CYC, international teams coming into St. Louis to play on a regular basis. June 29th, 1950, the World Cup in Belo Horizonte, Brazil. The United States defeats England, the inventors of the sport, with 5 St. Louisans in the first 11.
And while it's fun to talk about billboards and debate who really is the soccer capital, true bragging rights for this rivalry are going to come on the pitch. And the guys kicking it off on Saturday cannot wait to get started.
We touched on the vibe around the whole city in terms of how St. Louis people believe. I would just say that they're better than Kansas City people, you know. So I like to, I like to buy into some of it, but at some point you have to kind of create that rivalry on the field as well.
There's some other stuff that happen in the background with Kansas City and some stuff. So yeah.
That creation may start on Saturday, but the soccer roots are firmly planted in St. Louis, no matter what the folks out west may say.
It goes deeper than every other city in the States, right? That's what I've learned. So, and that's facts.
We were the original soccer capital in this country, and it just continues to run deep to this day.
We know what it means to St. Louis, and we want to repay that.
Let's get to some other City SC news. There could be a big re-addition to the lineup on Saturday. Klaus has been out since suffering a quad injury a few weeks ago. Since then, City has struggled mightily to find offense. This team needs their big Brazilian goal scorer back on the field.
No, I mean, he's questionable, obviously. You know, he still has another little bump tomorrow to do to get through certain loads, and if he comes through that, he's definitely an option.
He's always a big help for us when we're on the field. You know, he provides that kind of constant worry for defenses, you know, with his goal-scoring ability and his knack for being dangerous. But yeah, you know, I think it's been great to see him around, and his energy is definitely higher. So we're looking forward to seeing what we can get out of him.